So one of the things I've learned recently about being an adult is very interesting. Is that no one really cares, which is kind of awesome in its own way. So you may be asking, what do you mean no one cares? Well, as a kid, and as a kid who especially grew up in a small, very conservative town, I always thought a lot about what people would think of me and my appearance, the way I dressed, everything like that. Come to find out, when I now became an adult, no one gives a shit about you. And it's the most satisfying feeling in the world. To know that no one cares about you is the most amazing feeling. The reason why it's the most amazing feeling is pretty simple. It means you can achieve your dreams. Because no one really cares. They don't care what you do with your life, so why not achieve your dreams? Don't give a shit about what other people think. Don't care what others say. Because only you are in control of your future. It made me think a lot about this YouTube channel and why I've even stopped in the first place. And the truth is, I cared a lot about what other people think. I was turning 17, my friends knew I was doing this. They didn't think very highly of it. They thought it was kind of weird and kind of not the greatest thing in the world. And they kind of made fun of me for it. And so I took those opinions, and they mattered so dearly to me now. And they mattered so dearly to me at the time. Now looking back on it, I feel so stupid. I should have not listened to them. I should have just kept doing my thing and kept grinding. And because of that, I lost out on a whole year's worth of becoming a better storyteller, better editor, better everything. Because I listened to my friends. And what did I gain out of it? Nothing. I gained nothing out of it. And I feel like anyone who is growing up can relate to this, realizing how insignificant you are. Most people are very scared by it, and they search their life to find meanings, whether it be in drugs, whether it be in spirituality, whatever. But to me, I find it really comforting to know that nothing really matters, because that means that everything I do matters in my lifespan, because nothing matters. It matters to me, so I can do just stuff that matters to me that might not matter in the grand scheme of things, and that's awesome. Another great lesson you learn when you're growing up, or especially when you become an adult and finish high school, is how much people around you who you think are friends are not actually your friends. Most of the people around me I thought were pretty nice and pretty friends. But when I finished school, I realized, holy moly, these people I do not want to be with. Just because they are not nice people. And I was only forced to stick around with them because I was in school with them. Friends come and go in your life. What matters is the quality of your experience, not the quantity of your experience. Because if you keep having crappy experiences, it's worse than having one good experience every once in a while. Another lesson I learnt is how vital it is to just travel and learn about other people's cultures and perspectives. Because if you grow up in this, especially for me, I grew up in a very conservative little town, and so I didn't realize how different my views were to when I explored big cities and other places. I was very shocked. And you question your own beliefs for the first time. You think, is this a healthy belief? And some you might be like, yeah, this is the right belief. And some you might think, no, it's not. You might be asking what my plan with this series is. My plan is basically pretty simple. I play Minecraft and I answer questions. You guys write questions. I'll leave a Google form in the description. You ask a question that may be bothering you. Something to do with relationships, might be doing with growing up, fears, anxiety, and I do my best to answer them. And I read most of them. I pick one per video and I tackle that topic. Another thing that I did learn about when I was becoming an adult is how important planning is. You don't realize this as maybe a teenager, I didn't realize this. The power of planning is amazing. If you have a plan today, you feel way happier when you finish it. Like if you have a structured day of tasks, a day that you just like don't do anything, it is such a shitty day because you're not doing anything in your power. You're actually not being productive. And believe it or not, happiness doesn't come from sitting on a yacht and drinking beer. Happiness comes from solving problems. Like there's studies out there that show peak happiness comes from when you solve a hard problem in your life or in other people's lives. That's why I believe therapists are such a rewarding job and yet so mentally draining, because you can see the change in people, and that must be such a rewarding thing. Same with nurses, same as emergency front lines. They solve problems very quickly that are very hard to deal with, and that's why it's so mentally draining when they cannot solve that problem. For example, someone dies or something, that problem is not solved, and so that's why it's so mentally draining for them. A great thing I also learned is everyone should learn how to read, and read at least one book every month, I think. Minimum one book that challenges your perspective in some way or another, or challenges your way of thinking. I did this when I was traveling, and I read Stoicism, and I fell in love with it, like straight away. And you don't know, I didn't actually think it was a good idea, like, all this, like, I thought like, oh yeah, not holding feelings is a bad thing. It's not what Stoicism is about at all. But I already had I'm biased. I already had a biased decision about it before they even do it. So that's why I bought a book about it, to challenge that biasm. And I was wrong, thankfully. And I've been loving it ever since. Another big thing I've learned as an adult is, for the love of God, the internet is free. Do not buy courses. Everything, the information is so availably free that if you have enough time, those $1,000 courses, $10,000 courses are absolutely useless. Because if you look on Reddit, Google, or YouTube, you are surely going to find the same information. The only case I will do that I'll give to these guys who sell these very long courses on how to become like a YouTuber or how to become financially rich, they're just packaging information for you so you can save time. That's the only reason why you're buying the course. That's the only pro that I can give to it. Other than that, you can find all the other information online. One of the lessons I've put is the value of money and what people put over or under the value of money. And one of them is self-happiness and self-esteem and everything like that. You see people who drive these fancy cars and everything, yet but you talk to them and they are the most depressed people you've ever met in your life. And you think, how do you have all this money but you're not doing something that you love? So you might as well do something that you love to do and be happy with that than to fantasize being successful. Unless being successful is your dream and you want that, for sure, go for it. But if you have a dream job in mind, if you want to be, I don't know, a geographer, and instead you become a doctor because of money, you are going to be so sad. You're going to be so upset with your life. That's not even worth it. And this is why I'm starting this up again. It's not because I'm starting it up because I want to make money off this. No, I just value my happiness over this. Well, that's the end of my episode after a year and a year hiatus of actually posting for videos. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions you want to ask me about life or anything in general, just post them in the forums down below. Alright? Hope you have a beautiful day. Love you.